on China, given what China's actions that you talked about at the top, does the administration believe it was a mistake for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi?
We have said consistently that the Speaker had a right to go. As Speaker of the House and a member of Congress, she had a right to go. I know we're all focused on the stop in Taiwan, and certainly given the events of the last 12, 18 hours, understandably so, but she's not just going to Taiwan. I mean, she's moved on now to visits in Japan and South Korea, two treaty allies, Japan in particular, deeply concerned about what's going on. And we'll let the Speaker talk about her travels and what she's learned, what she's heard, what her takeaways are. I won't talk for her. Members of Congress have every right to travel overseas, and that includes Taiwan, and they have both from both parties have just this year. And she's the Speaker of the House, but she's also a member of Congress. She has the right to go, and our job was to make sure that she had a safe and secure visit. We did that. We're still in touch with her staff. We're still responsible for making sure the rest of her trip is safe and secure. We'll let her talk about it when she gets back.
Thanks, John. On Griner, I know you said you can't get into too many details here, but can you say if there are non-prisoner concessions on the table at all that you would be willing to consider?
I'm not going to get into any more detail.
Okay. And then on China, is the president considering another call with President Xi at all, given how these escalating tensions?
I don't have any call on the schedule to talk to or to announce.
Is that being considered at all?
I'm not going to get ahead of the president's schedule. As I said in my opening statement, the lines of communication with China are still open at different levels, of course, but I won't get ahead of the president's schedule.
Thank you, and thanks so much, John. So you've explained what the U.S. is trying to do in terms of sending out military, the USS Reagan, to the region to ensure, I assume...
She was already in the region, yeah, but...
Understood. Okay, so that, I assume that's also part of keeping shipping routes and open and safe. I understand that the Taiwanese president is also saying that she's in contact with U.S. allies to ensure that airports and seaports remain open. Is that also part of the what the administration is trying to do here? And the other thing is just to touch on the kinds of communications that you're having with the Chinese government. Do you believe that at this point there is a diplomatic off-ramp for this crisis?
Well, we certainly would like to see the tensions de-escalate, and if that's best done through diplomacy, the United States would fully support that. We want to see the tensions come down. I would submit to you that they could come down very easily by just having the Chinese stop these very aggressive military drills and flying missiles in and around the Taiwan Strait. You don't need diplomacy to just simply stop doing something that's escalating the tensions and putting peace and security in the region at risk. Look, the Ronald Reagan and her escort ships, very capable strike group. They're there to monitor the situation. They'll be there for a little bit longer than they were originally planned to be there. Again, I won't get ahead of the ship's schedule, but the president believed that it was the prudent thing to do to leave her and her escort ships there just a little bit longer.
Just to follow, is there any kind of support that the U.S. is providing to Taiwan in terms of protecting it in the context of cybersecurity attacks? I think that's also something that the Taiwanese are concerned about.
Yeah, look, for lots of good reasons, we don't talk about steps we take either unilaterally or bilaterally in cyberspace. We are committed, as we have been now for decades, to Taiwan's self-defense. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.